Hi Mick.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming today.
You're more than welcome.
Hi everyone. Welcome once again to the Voice of Hope and Justice. Today we've got Mick Landon. He has got something to share with all the viewers, the power of God's forgiveness. And I can't wait to hear his story, how God have changed his life. Mick, how's your day been?
My day's been great.
Praise the Lord. You have not been very well last week.
No. But a bit of a viral infection, but that's it really.
Praise God, yes.
Over that, the good Lord's put me straight again. So,
Wonderful, because you've been through a lot of illness in the past, haven't you?
yes. Well, it depends how you define illness. I've type 2 diabetes, but that's well under control.
Right.
And I've got Crohn's disease, and again, that's under control. I get the occasional flare-up, but apart from that, all's well with the world.
You're able to say now that all is well, but were you able to say that?
At the time, no.
Would you like to tell us about that?
Not so much with the diabetes,
Right.
but certainly with the Crohn's disease.
Right.
I was in a very, very dark place.
Okay.
I was lying in hospital after losing over half my body weight.
How big were you before?
I was just over 16 stone and I went down to below 8 stone.
In a matter of?
10 weeks.
Wow.
10 weeks. It was August when I was taken ill, the second week of August when I was taken ill, and then by the second, third week of October I was in hospital on all sorts of drips and drugs. I haven't got a clue what they were.
So were you ill prior to that? Or have you been always a healthy person?
I've always been, apart from the diabetes,
Yeah.
I've always been reasonable. I've got a touch of arthritis, that comes with old age, and
Yes.
it's a family thing. But no, never really had any problems.
So what happened? What happened when you were in the hospital?
Well, before I went into hospital, I started with mild diarrhoea.
Right.
And by week 10, this mild diarrhoea was something like Niagara Falls.
Whoa.
It wasn't a pleasant experience.
Yes, yes.
And I remember actually my wife and daughter were going on holiday.
Yeah.
And previously I'd said that I'd take them, and I did. And to do so, I had to plan the route using pubs, garages, petrol stations and the likes where I knew there was a toilet.
Right.
And I actually put baby's nappies inside my trousers just in case I had an accident.
Really?
And it was not good at all.
No.
Not good at all. But they kept telling me I got gastroenteritis, and I knew this was wrong. So eventually they admitted defeat and got me to the hospital, where I was then diagnosed with Crohn's, ulcerative colitis and inflammatory bowel disease. And it's strange how the good Lord works.
How did it happen? I mean, why? What was the,
They don't know what the actual cause of Crohn's is. They've no idea. There's a school of thought where it's saying it's stress, but
Right.
do I look like a stressed person to you? There's another school of thought that says it's got something to do with, cows and what have you, but
Right.
how many people actually work with cows? So,
So is this where you, at the hospital, is this where you met the Lord?
No. I've met I've always had a faith.
Right.
I've always had a faith, no matter what. I've always had a belief. I've never had, I've never had a proper understanding of my belief. And perhaps I never sought it out enough.
Right.
And I very often do say to people, if you don't understand it question it. Not
Right.
question the Word of God, by no means question the Word of God, but do question your own understanding.
Yeah.
You must question your own understanding to find not the truth that fits you, that suits you,
Yeah.
but the truth of the Lord,
Yes, that's correct.
God's truth.
Yes.
But I was bullied at school,
Yeah.
badly
How
bullied.
old were you when the bullying started?
I was probably about 8 or 9.
Right.
8 or 9, and it wasn't just boys; it was girls as well.
Why do you think that was? Why were you bullied?
I think some people just need, for whatever reason, it might be their own insecurities
Right.
or the fact that they are stronger and bigger than other people. But some people just have a need to control everything around them. The circumstances, the people, all the life has to be totally controlled.
Do you think that there was something in you that made people bully you? You mean, were you bigger than them? Were you more popular than them?
No.
Or it could be that you look very weak or different. You stood out as different, and sometimes bullies can you know, they like to target people like that.
Yeah. No, I don't think that had anything to do with it, because where I grew up, 99% of the children in the school were in exactly the same boat as me.
Oh, okay.
Working class families. You know, some had hand-me-down clothes, some didn't.
Yes.
You know, some were lucky enough to wear a wristwatch, some didn't.
Right.
I think more than that, I think it was mainly because I wanted to be left alone.
You were a loner.
Not so much alone, no.
No.
I'm quite happy on my own.
Right.
I've got a very deep love of nature and the natural world.
Right.
And I'd be more interested in watching a spider spin a web
Right.
than, you know, children playing in a schoolyard.
I see.
You know, I think that may have had something to do with it, but, you know, again, I don't know.
Well, you talk about bullying and you know, and I'm sure that our viewers out there would like to hear about your story about bullying, because bullying is one of the very tragic, experience that anybody can have.
Bullying is a no-win situation
Right.
for anyone. The bullies may think that they're winning, but they're not. They're actually losing, because they lose the respect of people.
Right. Okay.
The person who's bullied has lost the respect, simply because people say, well, you should stand up for yourself,
Yes.
and what have you. But at the end of the day, I mean, I have been, to be honest, I've been spat on, I've been pushed over, I've been punched.
How old were you when How old were you when this all happened? You said it started when you were 8 to 9 years old, and
It carried on. I was in the junior school then.
Right.
And it carried on until I was in the high school.
Really?
Yeah. And I distinctly remember one lad in a technical drawing lesson hitting me on the back of the neck with a set square. Now, it's not so long, with a knife edge to it. So I mean, it could have caused quite a bit of damage.
Did you provoke him or?
No. He was sitting in the desk behind me,
Right.
and he just took it on himself to stand up and hit me with the set square. No reason at all. No reason at all. And then, what ended it?
Yes.
What ended it was, well, it didn't end it. One day we were getting up. We had I remember it so well. It was a big Bedford bus.
Right.
That we used for
Right.
school trips and what have you. And I was getting on one day, and a lad punched me right in the kidneys
Oh my
from
goodness.
behind. And something just clicked there, and that it just like a light coming on, and I turned round
Yes.
and I hit him. And you think, well, that would have changed things, and it did change things.
Right.
Not necessarily for the better, because what happened then was other lads who again was supposedly hard cases, shall we say,
Right.
wanted to have a go at me.
Oh, I see.
So then I wouldn't allow it. I'd realised I'd reached a point where
Yes.
I don't have to be bullied.
Right. How old were you then when you
I
realised you
was
were
probably about 14, 15.
14?
Yeah.
Were you already like a big boy?
I was. I'd started work on a farm from the age of 12, so
Ah.
I was wiry, if you like, but muscular.
Yes. Yeah.
No fat on me, it was just muscle.
Right.
I wasn't by any means a big lad,
No.
but
Strong.
I was used to pumping 100 weight sacks of corn about and whatever
I
cattle feed and what.
see.
So, you know, what is it these days? 50 kilo?
Wow.
They're about 50,
Right.
55
Right.
kilo.
Right.
And I wouldn't hesitate to unload a lorry
Right.
filled with sacks of cattle feed.
But those young boys your age, they didn't know what you were doing
No,
when
because-
you were not at school.
No, I mean there's one or two who I'd become friends.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and-
Yes.
And a couple of them did actually come up to the farm with me and did a bit themselves.
Oh, okay.
But the bullies soon found out
Yeah.
that I wasn't going to be bullied. But the problem is, when you fight back and people keep coming to have a go just to prove that they're bigger than you,
Yeah.
they can fight better than you,
Yeah.
you reach a point where you become paranoid. You become very edgy.
Right.
You've always got somebody knocking on the door, if you like,
Right.
looking for a fight.
Really?
And I never ever went out looking for it. And, you know, I must make that clear, I never went out looking for a fight.
Right.
Because at any given time,
Yeah.
I just wanted to be left alone.
Right.
With-
So they would actually come to your house.
Well, not to the house, no, but it's a figure.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay, I see what you mean. Right. Right. Well, how did this make you feel? That at a very young age, you were bullied till you were in your teens.
Very, very angry
Angry.
and hateful. And hateful.
Why is that, Mick?
When you've had years of being bullied,
Yes.
to any degree, it doesn't matter if it's once a day, once a week, once a month, if you're being bullied, you're being bullied.
Right.
And that does affect you. It affects you physically and mentally.
Right.
Yeah, and it puts you in a position where you're expecting it.
Right.
You're expecting it all the time. And you don't know what to expect. It's like walking around the corner. You know what's around the corner. You've walked around the same corner 100 times.
Yeah.
And you walk around the corner and there's something different there.
I see.
So you know what to expect, and then there's something different there.
So you develop hatred and anger.
Yes, which I carried with me for many, many years. Many, many years. And I very often say anger is like a piece of jewellery, an earring, a wedding ring, an engagement ring, a
Right.
necklace.
Right.
It's there, you're wearing it all the time.
Right.
But because it's there all the time, you're not aware of it. If I pointed out to you that you're wearing a ring,
Yes.
your thumb would go down and touch the ring.
Yes.
But that's what anger was like. And I used to have people say, you need anger management. No, what I need is you to leave me alone.
Right.
That's what I need. I don't need anger management. I need you to leave me alone. But
Explain it to us how anger and hatred took over your life.
It's very, very hard to explain. I say you
How
can't.
many years do you think?
Oh, 40.
40 years.
Good 40 years of being angry. Good
So
40
you were a
years.
very angry person.
I was absolutely livid.
Wow.
Some days I could get out of bed and, go downstairs, get myself a cup of tea, coffee, get in the car, and the first person that did something on the road, I was literally screaming at him.
Oh my God. So
Screaming
you
at
were
him.
so scary.
Yeah, I was. I have walked into a pub,
Yeah?
and it was like Moses parting the Red Sea.
Oh my God.
Everybody in the pub just come like this.
No way. Why was that? Because you would just lash out? Or
No,
what?
I just got this aura about me.
So you were not able to smile? You were always like...
No, I could laugh, I could joke,
But?
but all the time
Yeah?
I was boiling inside.
My
I was
goodness.
constantly boiling inside, ready to blow up. And like I say, it makes you very paranoid. When you've been bullied, it makes you paranoid. And if you're in a room and someone walks into the room, you automatically look up to see who it is. It's just a person walking in the room.
Yes.
I walk into a room, people look up, and I'm thinking, they're after me.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's how it went. They're after me. Well, I don't even know these people. Why are they starting on me?
Oh,
all
no.
they've done is a natural human reflex. They've looked up at me.
So what did you do then?
Because of this paranoia,
Yeah.
whereas people had instilled into me, this, right, who's going to get me next and whatever, I'd get them first. I would get them first. I never went out.
So you really had a fist fight with people and...
Very often didn't have a fist fight because it was one way.
Right,
It was one way.
right.
Very few people fought back.
I see. What was the worst experience you've ever had with, when anger really took hold of you?
I actually broke someone's leg.
How did it happen?
Every time I walked around the pool table, he put his leg on the table, smirking.
Right.
And even now, I mean, I've lost all that anger and what have you, but the truth is, I'm still human and I can still get angry.
Right.
But at the time, I was fuming, I was livid.
Right.
I was raging inside.
Right.
And every time I walked around, pick his leg up, put it on the pool table, smirking. Now, even now, I don't like people smirking. And I will tell them about it. I won't punch him in the mouth.
Should I try to smirk?
But he carried on, and I said to him, listen, do it again, and I'm going to break your leg for you.
Oh no.
And he put it on the pool table and says, how dare you?
Oh no.
So I jumped on his
this
leg.
guy, was he somebody that you knew?
No, not really. He was just probably somebody who'd had too many beers and just thought he tried it on with a complete stranger. And
So you didn't know him?
oh no.
No, you didn't know him?
No, I do know him now.
Oh yes, of course. So what happened?
I jumped on his leg, landing both sides of his knee, and his leg went backwards, bent backwards.
Oh, God.
And he was in hospital for weeks and weeks and weeks, having it all put in.
You broke his leg?
Yes, I smashed his leg.
Oh
broke it.
my gosh, Mick.
And
What did he do? Did he take you to court? Did he?
no.
No.
No. I have been very, very lucky,
Yes.
and I feel, well, I may be weird that I haven't been lucky,
Yes.
but I think now
Yeah.
that the good Lord knew what was coming into my life,
Right.
knew what was coming into my life, and protected me.
Right.
And I have hit people, I've hit people, and nobody has ever pressed charges.
Wow.
Now that was either fear.
Yes. I would say so, don't you?
Well, I don't know, because
Both.
some of these people now are good friends of mine.
Really? So they can actually testify the changes that's really took place in your life.
Yeah. When I first open myself up to the Lord,
Yeah.
I
But wait, before you go to that part, how did your anger and hatred affected your relationship with your parents, your siblings, your wife, children?
there was always that anger there, and I never ever tried to use the anger and the hatred against anybody in the family.
I see.
Obviously, because I was angry, because I was there always would have been a distance between us.
Oh.
There would have always been a distance between us.
Right.
You better put that away before your dad gets in.
I see.
Things like that.
Okay.
You know.
Right. What I'm picking up in here, because of what's happened to you, you become quite distant with people. You were not able to express that love, that gentleness. You're not able to trust people.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's perfectly correct. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I see.
I mean, I have a much better relationship with my children now
Right.
than what I did when they were very small.
Okay. Why was that, Mick?
Simply because of my anger and my need to be alone. You know, I'd go off camping at weekends and things like that. It never entered my head that as a husband and a father I should have been at home with my family. That never entered my head because I've got this, not an overwhelming, but I've got this need
Right.
for not so much loneliness, to be alone.
Do you think that wanting or the need to be alone, do you think that was you need, how am I gonna say this? If I'm correct here, do you think it was a feeling where you needed to be alone with God, not really alone from anything? What do you think that was?
At the time,
Yeah.
God didn't really play a role.
No. Okay.
Didn't really play a role. But I can look back at it now and think, well, because of this deep-seated love in the natural world,
Yeah.
I'd be in a position where I could see that world and I could see creation, you know, and I could think, well, was this God taking me out of the world and putting me
I see.
into isolation, if you like?
Right.
Even today, I love time to myself.
I see.
You know, I really do.
What do you do when you're alone then? When you're in, when you're out there alone in the nature?
I see things and I hear things.
What exactly? What do you mean by that?
I've sat at the side of a river.
Yeah.
And you know, I've sat there fishing sometimes. Haven't caught anything, but I've had a kingfisher sitting on my fishing rod.
Kingfisher.
And they're a beautiful, beautiful bird. And there's little experiences that I've had like this. In fact,
It's like an expression of God, isn't
yes,
it?
on the way here today, I've seen a stoat running across the road.
Right.
And when you're aware
Yeah.
of your surroundings,
Right.
and you can see, I mean, I've seen barn owls, I've seen little ears owls, no end of bats, and all sorts of things that I see on a regular sort of daily basis. And I'm at peace.
with nature.
I'm not just at peace with nature, but I'm at peace with the world.
Yeah. At peace with God and at peace with yourself.
And with people.
Yeah. But you never felt like this before you encountered Christ in your life?
Yes, but while I was on my own,
Right.
when I was actually put myself into isolation, then yes.
Right, right.
Because that has been the way of my life. I, even as a small child, I'd watch caterpillars and perhaps see one spinning a pupa, a chrysalis,
Yes.
and I've actually watched them hatch out.
That is amazing.
I've seen dragonflies, the larva of the dragonfly. If you ever saw one, you'd run off screaming. It was so ugly. But I've seen them not run, but climb up the stem of the
Right.
reed mace,
Yeah.
dry out, split, the whole thing splits open, and that old dragonfly comes out, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And you know, I feel that we've been given this, and if we only open his eyes and his ears to look at the world around us, we'd be much better off. We'd all be happier.
Do you know, Mick, what I can see, that you've had that much badness and anger and hatred and pain, and God have actually used His creation
Exactly.
to, you know, for Him to express His love,
Yes. Absolutely.
His creativity,
Absolutely.
you know, and that is His way of expressing it to you.
Yeah. But until your eyes are opened,
Yes.
fully opened, you can see all these things.
But you don't appreciate.
Oh, you can appreciate them, but you don't appreciate that they're the work of the Lord.
Wow.
You don't appreciate
Wow.
that everything about you, everything that you've been given, doesn't matter what it is,
Yeah.
everything that you've got in your life is given to you by the Lord.
That's amazing.
And you very often hear people say, Lord, more of you, more of you.
Yes.
You can't have any more.
No.
It's impossible to have any more than what He's given you. He's given you everything, every single thing that you need. Your clothing, the blue skies, the rain, the snow, the flowers, the bricks that build your houses, everything.
Mick,
All your medicines are all given by the Lord. So, instead of asking the Lord for more and more and
yes.
more, say to the Lord, Lord, take more of me.
Wow.
And that's the thing, take more of me.
That is profound. Because many people, they've got careers, they've got cars, they've got money, they've got what the world could give them, but there's never enough.
No, exactly, there's never enough. But you've got everything. How much more do you need?
Wow.
You know.
Tell us how you found Christ. I mean, I know that you told us that there's been so much fights and anger and no doubt tears, right?
Absolutely.
Mick, can I ask you, did you ever weep?
Yes, I've been so angry, not at just other people, because...
Did you really cry because you were like a tough guy, and have you come to the point in your life, even when you're just a child or a teenager, you know, because of the pain and
I have wept, I have sat and cried.
really?
I have. And the one thing about bullying is bullies don't know what they've done to you.
No, they don't.
And 30, 40, 50, 100 years down the line, they still don't know what they've done to you.
Mm.
To them it was just something they did, and they're not fully aware of the long-term consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, it's the person who's been bullied, the injured party if you like, who's carrying the hatred and carrying all the anger inside and the paranoia and whatever else. And it's very hard to go through life being angry and being unable to forgive.
Unforgiveness, that's right.
And the thing is, I have sat and cried, mainly not because of what people have done to me, but because I have been so angry.
Yes.
And that was the only release I had. The only proper release I had was to sit and cry.
Alone.
Alone.
And you never showed your wife, your
No.
parents, nobody.
No. No.
You wept.
Yeah.
Because you said you were really, you know, in the eyes of the people, you were this big tough Mick, undefeatable Mick.
That was exactly what it was. You don't want to mess with them.
And what they didn't see, that the other side of Mick would go somewhere quiet and cry and weep.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
And you would sob your heart out, is that right?
I would.
Wow.
I would.
Wow. How old do you think were you when you did that? When you were sobbing your heart out, Mick?
What's the time?
The first time would probably be when I was 10 or 11, something like that.
What's the time, Steph?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it went on right up into my 20s, into my 30s even.
Yeah.
Into my 30s. And
1 second, just 1 second. I just need the battery. Check the battery. We're gonna do some editing, dear.
Yeah.
Okay, we're fine. 44. Okay, we're fine. It's okay.
yeah, where was I?
Start.
Forgot where I was.
Okay. Yes. So when did you finally felt that you needed God? What happened?
Well, I had a neighbour who, every time we walked past the house, he'd make some sort of, what was to me, claptrap comment. Oh, your Christmas lights are going to be nice this year, aren't they? Yes, they are. You know, there's an even bigger light in the world that shines brighter than them. Jesus. Oh, hey, well, we got one of them, have we?
Oh no.
And he had a little dog, lovely little dog. And he come past it the next day and, what do you do at weekends? Well, I very often take kids fishing. I'm a Sports England fishing coach. You could be a fisherman then. I can see me slapping him in a minute.
Well, yeah, but you didn't understand what fishes of men were.
Oh, I knew exactly what fishes of men were.
Oh, right, so you knew, right,
Yeah.
okay.
But what I didn't need
Yes.
was someone